Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. I hope you're well and enjoying the weather, although it has been raining on the day of filming, but I hope it's better now. First of all, I've got to start with an apology to Heidi and to Mandy. Thank you for allowing us to share your work a couple of weeks ago on BMTV, but we put your pictures with each other's names. So, and I say we, I'm talking him behind the camera. He has been reprimanded. Yes, and he will not be doing it again, will you, Matt? No, he's shaking his head. So I do apologise, but sometimes these things do happen. Anyway, some good news. We are managing to get our backlog down. So the backlog that we've had for 3 months, we are very, very, very close to actually being able to do some same day dispatch. So the majority, we're sending those out the next day, but we are sometimes getting to same day dispatch. It can go up and down. It all depends on how busy it is on the day. But we are definitely getting there. We're getting used to the amount of the workload we've got. We're getting used to the distancing, getting used to the number of people that we've got in place, and it is getting better. The other good news is that we are now allowing more than one order a day. We limited that to everybody could only do one order per day to make sure we got through as many people as possible when we were in the midst of of really the backlog being at its highest. So we have got rid of that now, so you can place as many orders as you like in a day. However, we're still not adding to orders. So if you do want to add to your order, I'm afraid we can't do that. When and if we can return to offering that service, we will let you know. But for now, we're not able to add to orders, but you can place multiple orders if you so desire. And we have some other good news from next week. When it's August, I cannot believe it's August, but from next week when it is August, we are now offering collections. Yes, you can come and collect. So if you are one of those people that used to come and collect from us on a regular basis, I'm afraid you won't be able to come into the building. We are going to put processes in place, but what we need you to do is place your order before midday, and that will be ready to collect the following day. So you won't be able to do it the same day. You won't be able to rock up and just place an order. I'm afraid you're going to have to place it before midday the day before, and then you can collect it. What we would ask you to do is pull your car up outside. There's barriers across the warehouse. Don't come in the warehouse. The front door is locked, so you won't be able to come into the office. The office is actually now upstairs, not downstairs as it used to be. Now downstairs is where we've got a couple of people packing. So we're distancing people, and so we're all upstairs, so some of us might occasionally pop our heads out the window and start saying hello to people, but yes, please pull up outside, give us a call and say hi, it's such and such from wherever you're from, and we will bring your order out to you. We'd ask you to open your car, so either open the boot or the car door, and then please wear a mask as well is something else that we would ask you to do, and then we will come out, place it into the car, and then step back. We're not going to touch the car, we're not going to close the boot, we're not going to close the door, we're not going to touch it at all. We will just come out, place it in your car, take a step back, and probably wave bye-bye. So yes, if you wouldn't mind helping us out with that, when we are placing it in the car, if you can step back or sit in the car, that'd be great as well. But yes, from next week you will be able to start collecting from us, as odd as it might seem with the processes we have to put in place. I saw my dad last week in the back garden. It was very odd. It was just really weird not being able to give him a hug, and yeah, it was quite weird. So, but yes, you will be able to collect your orders. Right, a small teeny tiny little bit of admin. Now, this is a tiny little issue that I've had with other websites, and it is when you go to a website and you want to get your invoice for your accounts and you can't, and you've got to email them, and it takes 3 to 4 days for them to send one over to you. I hate it. You should get your PDF invoice once we send your order and it's dispatched. You should get an automatic email, and that's got your invoice on it. So you can create a folder in your email, file them all in there. You will always have them. Your accountant will always be happy. You will have all your invoices. However, if you accidentally delete an email or you can't find it for whatever reason, you can now go into your account. You used to be able to do it before. I think you used to be able to get the PDF invoices for some orders and not others. Anyway, for your last 20 orders, you can now get your PDF invoice. Just go into the order, you'll see a button that says download PDF invoice, and you can get that printed off, email it to your accounting software or your accountant or whatever you like. But it's a teeny tiny little thing, but it's a little bit of pain that we obviously want to take away from you. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Now, manufacturers, there are some delays still with manufacturers. We knew this was going to come because the factories where the balloons are made, obviously they had to close at some point. Wherever they are in the world, they had to close. And so the manufacturers had to make do with what they had in their warehouse. And they were shipped to us, and then we shipped them to you. And now obviously there's that gap where there was a manufacturing gap. Now the warehouses, some lines are not available anymore, so we can't get them, so therefore we can't get them to you. So we are seeing this. The key lines I'd probably say are Qualitex Latex, Sempertex Latex, Qualitex Bubbles, and probably unique numbers, foil numbers. We have asked the manufacturers. We kind of get a consistent-ish answer, but it's going to be in the coming months. There's no guaranteed dates at the moment because of course they've got to come across from wherever on the ocean in a container or 2 containers or 10 containers, and then that's got to be offloaded, and there's a delay there as well. So we don't actually know for sure. The best thing to do, sign up to the email me when available service, obviously on the product, and as soon as it's booked in, you will receive an email from us saying, hey, we've got it now. Obviously that went slightly wrong a couple of weeks ago when we had the bubbles come in. We didn't have that many bubbles, and I do apologise to anybody that was affected by it. It was not the best day here in the office, I have to tell you. So I apologise to anybody. We had something like 5 or 6 times more people on the website than as usual. Which I still think the website should have been able to cope with, but for some reason it couldn't. So we have made some changes to the website, including that email me when available. We are now going to be doing that in batches. So it sent all of those out, thousands of emails to people saying we've got bubbles, and lots of people came to the website. So now we're going to do that in batches, hopefully. It's only going to happen, I can't really imagine it happening with other things other than bubbles, but really high demand items, that is the big problem. So we're going to be doing it in batches. So you want to sign up as soon as something goes out of stock. You want to really try and sign up as soon as possible, because if you're number 500, then you're going to have to wait for number 1 through to 499. Their emails are going to be sent first, and there's going to be some delays between them, and then you will get yours. So it's the only way we can really stop the website from crashing, although we are doing some work with the database that apparently caused it to slow down as well. So yes, that's the manufacturer side of things. There are delays, but hopefully we'll get things in very, very soon. Now, there are a lot of new people in the industry, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I would like to say welcome to everybody that is new to the industry. The industry is easy access. Buy a few balloons, buy some helium, and you can start selling on Facebook, on Instagram, and it is relatively easy to start a business. Now, some of you out there, I'm sure, are very serious about starting your business. You want to see it grow, you want to see it become something, and some of you might just be doing it because maybe you've just decided you like balloons over the lockdown period. I don't know. But I do have some tips and advice for everybody. And I mentioned some of these a couple of weeks ago. But I feel it's really important because I know that there's a lot of people that have been in the industry a while and feel like they're being undercut. And I don't think that's always the case. If you're new to the industry, you might just think you've not got the knowledge, you've not got the experience, so therefore you can't charge what your competitors down the road are charging, so you charge less. So I understand that, but the 3 tips I've got for you, the first one is training that I mentioned a while ago. I'll come back to that one. The second one is get your pricing right. And the third one is please don't sell to people that are wanting to release balloons. Now, with the getting your pricing right, see a lot of people on Facebook saying, how much should I charge for this? And that's absolutely fine. We didn't have Facebook years ago. You weren't able to just go out to people in the industry and say, what would you charge, and try and get an idea. However, one thing to bear in mind is one person might say £10, one person might say 20, one person might say 50. Which one is right? Well, the one that's selling for £10 might not be in business for the money. They might be doing it because they just enjoy doing it. They do it for friends and family. They say, oh, just give me a tenner for that, that's fine. But it might actually cost them £15. You don't know. So it's really important, really important to do the work yourself. You have to work out what you should be charging. And that's really difficult at the beginning when you're not too sure. I mean, fine, ask people what they charge, and that gives you a bit of an idea of the marketplace, but you need to do it properly yourself. And the way to do it, we've got a tool that's called our interactive pricing tool. I talked to Mark Drury from Qualitex a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago, and we talked about pricing. I struggled with the job costing form, even though I'd been in business for 13 years at the time, and I struggled with the job costing form. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible for people to understand. So we came up with this interactive pricing tool. We'll put the link down below. Watch the video. It gives you a lot of insight into how you should be pricing your work, and then you can download the tool as well. It's free. It's just a spreadsheet. You enter figures in certain places and it does the hard work for you. But definitely get the pricing right. They're not doing balloon releases. You will get people ask you for a balloon, a single balloon with a message on it, written on it, or something like that, because somebody has died. It's a lovely sentiment. You're sending a message up to heaven to be with that person, but the reality is that's going to burst. It's going to come down. It's littering. Balloon releases in our industry are really not done anymore. Single balloons, mass balloon releases are definitely not done anymore. And we're trying to keep our industry as environmentally friendly as we possibly can. So please do not sell any balloons to people that are going to release them. There are alternatives. We've got a blog on our website, and there's a blog article on there that talks about alternatives, but please do not. It is quite hard to do, to say no to people, but if you're selling a balloon for a few pounds, the 50p you're making from it is really, really not worth doing off 60p or whatever it might be that you're making from that single balloon. It's really not worth it. Have a look at PEBA, the Pro Environment Balloon Alliance. Have a look at the EBPC, the European Balloon and Party Council. A lot of information on both those websites about balloons and the environment and why you should not release them. And then the other one, as I said, training. Training is absolutely the best investment you can possibly make in yourself and your business. If you're serious about your business, if you're serious about growing your business, invest in training. Face-to-face training at the moment is limited. I don't think there's any going on. So the next best thing is online training. And you can watch BMTV. That's a good start. But you really need to invest in buying some really good quality training. Now, there is some out there. We've got Balloon School Pro ourselves. That's our Vimeo channel. Sue Bowler on there, Mike Hurst on there. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, we will have Alberto Falcone on there as well. And what you learn from online training like that is just invaluable. Definitely the Sue Bowler Setting the Scene courses we've got, there's two, and if you get both of them, it's £70. And you might think that's quite a lot. If you apply everything you learn on those courses and you sell that and you price them correctly because you've used your pricing tool, I guarantee you will make that money back and still make a profit from the first time you sell what it is Sue is showing you how to make. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's an investment, it is not a cost. Now, speaking of Alberto, he's also done some training recently with Qualitex. I believe it was yesterday. So he did the What's Hot Right Now training course with Qualitex. So they've done a couple of those now online because there's no face-to-face training. As I say, it's the next best thing. Nothing beats face-to-face training. You meet other people, you get to ask questions, people can see if you're struggling and jump over and help you. Nothing beats it. But in the absence of that, online training is the next best thing. And the last one I want to talk about regarding training is the newest one, really, balloonpro.co, and that is owned by our good friend Chris Adamo. Chris Adamo is a bit like Sue, a bit like Alberto. They're if you're new to the industry, they're superstars within the industry. Chris did a world tour last year. Chris is known for his really big work, really huge things in huge spaces, organic work, outdoor work. He does a lot of that sort of stuff. And he did his tour and it was amazing. I mean, he's a really nice guy to top it off as well. Well, one of the projects he's been working on during this lockdown period over in Australia, he's from Australia, he has created balloonpro.co. And that's where he's taken all his knowledge. He's created tools and things for the industry before that are really useful, so you can sell designs, show designs to your customers from doing it on your computer and things like that. You get all the tools, you get all his knowledge, you get all his videos together, and wait for it. It costs $14 a month, Australian dollars. In pounds, that's less than £8 today anyway, the exchange rate today, less than £8 a month. It is an absolute steal. I think you can probably pay more for a coffee in Starbucks now than that. It is really worth it. And if you are serious about your business, this knowledge will give you the confidence to price correctly, and you'll be able to go out there and sell these amazing pieces of work. There's simple things on there. Chris is not just it shows you how to do a 3-foot balloon on an IKEA knot lamp, as well as, you know, the rigging and the really big stuff. So well worth it. And he's going to be adding things every single month. So for £8 a month, I think that's a really good investment. But whatever you do, please get some training. So pricing, training, and please don't release balloons. They're the 3 first tips I would give you if you are new. Anyway, right, let's look at a few products, shall we? I'm going to start with these incredibly bright numbers from Grabo. These are the new fluorescent, really bright, as you can see, numbers. I have to be honest, when I first saw them on screen on the computer, I wasn't too sure about them. Now I see them in the flesh. They are so bright. They are unbelievable. They're lovely. They're really nice. And I think if you want something that's bright, something that creates impact, these are the things to use. I've seen some designs where people are doing this sort of marquee design that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. And people are introducing lots of other things, lots of other shapes, lots of other colours and textures, and making something great out of it. And that is where they really come into their own. But yeah, they're great. We've got all the foils down here as well that match them. The 21-inch foils, so slightly bigger than your usual 18-inch foil, but they're made of the same material, but a lot more colours. And here we have a Qualatex bubble. This Qualatex bubbles are great. The reason they're so popular, or one of the reasons they're so popular, is you can personalize them. They're really tough, really sturdy, and the great thing, if you tie them properly, as you would have seen from previous BMTVs, they will stay inflated for literally weeks. So you could personalize this with vinyl like that, put somebody's name on there. And if you put vinyl onto a latex balloon, or say an anagram clears balloon, they go down faster than a bubble balloon, and they'll start to wrinkle. So from a personalization point of view, I would say that bubbles are probably the best balloons you can have for personalization. The others, latex balloons and the clears, they're fantastic balloons. They're just better for different things. Personalization, this is great. This is a new design. Obviously, the rainbow means a lot in this current state that the world is in. It's come to represent joy, happiness, hope, and it is a lovely balloon. You can personalize it, you can put balloons inside, etc. And then let's talk about personalization. Let's talk about the vinyl. New colors of vinyl. We've got sort of a shiny gray, brown, green, navy. I'm not too sure what the actual color names are, but you'll see them on the website. And a lavender one there, and we've got a matte dark green one there as well. Vinyl, very popular at the moment. Personalization, people going crazy for it. So yeah, we've got those, and we're seeing silhouette cameos going out the door like nobody's business. So that's great. It's really good. It really adds value. It costs pence, but you can add pounds to everything that you sell. Come back over here. We've got Bing, as I like to call it, and I can't say Bing without saying it like that and thinking of Chandler Bing from Friends as well. So, but Bing is a children's character, very popular. These are new from Amscan, and also here from Amscan we've got the new Satin Luxe latex balloons. I'm hoping we'll get to see Chris Horn again at some point soon, and he will be able to show us some amazing creations with these, but these are designed to match the Satin Luxe foil balloons that have been very popular. And this isn't that exciting. This is Scooby-Doo, and he's air-filled, but I've only brought him up really because, well, he's not air-filled, he's not filled at all, but he's an air-filled balloon and you heat seal him. But I brought him up because The big version of that, the Super Shape, is the first balloon myself and my wife ever sold. And I'll tell you the story. It was back in 2004. It was in May. We had our baby daughter just been born, a few months old, and yeah, we had the website up and running, and we had an order. I can't remember who it was from, the name of the guy, and I said to Rach, "Is that someone you know?" Because we'd sold some balloons to friends and family members, and it wasn't, and we were just like kids. We were so excited to have a real customer that had contacted us, and they gone through the website, paid and everything, and it was just so exciting. And I think that's the thing about being in business. Again, talking to the people that are new out there, you can have moments like that where you are literally so excited about being in business. It's just a real natural high. It's fantastic. And they continue. But businesses like that, it goes up, it goes down. It's not for everybody. But when you have those sort of highs, if you do as I suggest, get some training, get the pricing right, and then create something like a balloon arch. You'll be confident because you've done the training in pricing correctly. And you sell an arch for, I don't know, £450 or something like that. And then somebody says yes. And you are so excited because you realize that he's going to pay for my training and I'm still going to probably have a couple of £100 in my pocket afterwards. That is really, really exciting. So, yeah, I just really wanted to tell you that story. And being in business, it is exciting. And being in these times, it's a really positive thing to do if you are just starting up. So I wish all of you that are new out there, I wish you all the best with your businesses. Right now, we have it's not a draw. We've decided, he says, on the winners of our competition. Although I've been told off because I announced the competition 2 weeks ago and didn't put a closing date. So Matt decided to put a closing date, and then he messed that up as well because he put the closing date after the day of filming today. So we're filming on Monday and the closing date is in 2 days. We're just not into it. We're not getting into it. We'll get there, Matt. We'll get there eventually. BMTV, we're just getting back into it. So please forgive us. Anyway, so we're going to announce the winners without announcing the winners, and Matt's going to put their names on the screen. So the winners of the mosaic frames, the ears, the mouse ears, the winners are... Ta-da! So congratulations to you both, and thank you to everybody that entered. There was some great entries. It was really nice to see your Disney designs, and hopefully we'll be a bit slicker with competitions in the future. But tell you what, let's have another competition. What you need to do for this one, you need to have an account with Balloon Market. So if you're not in the industry or you're just thinking of setting up, unfortunately, you will not be able to enter. So you need to have an account with Balloon Market. All you need to do is email us over your name, your business name, and your phone number, and you will be entered into a draw. And all you've got to say in the email is, "Hi, I would like to enter the blank competition." And the blank, let me tell you what the prize is. It is a full year subscription to balloonpro.co, so Chris Adamo's website, with all the training videos, with all the tools, with new content every single month. You will have access to that for a full year. The value of that is $120, so about £80, and you will have access to that. So if you are interested in getting that paid for training free for a year, then please send us an email that says, "Hi, I'd like to enter the Chris Adamo competition." Give us your name, your business name, and your telephone number. We'll check you've got an account with us, and then you will be entered in the draw. And once again, I don't know what the closing date is, but I'm going to mention it and we're going to put it on the screen. So the closing date is whatever date is on the screen right now. So, question of the week for everybody out there. What online training would you like to see? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Stay safe, everybody, and I will see you next week. Bye.